Hi, so I'm Isabel, and today I wanted to talk about three things. They're all related, and you'll see how: creativity, perfectionism, and sketchbooks. So I've seen a lot of videos recently that I've really enjoyed watching. They're super fun, of sketchbook tours, and I've seen some that are really inspiring, a lot of really beautiful florals or landscapes. Maybe it's a tiny painting sketchbook or whatever it is. It's just really pretty stuff. But I wanted to talk about this because there's a danger when you only see sketchbooks that look quote unquote perfect to think you have to make every page of your sketchbook look perfect. And when this happens, when you start thinking like that, you kind of tense up, or at least I do. I kind of tense up, and I don't want to use my sketchbook. I get upset whenever I start on something and I don't like it and it's in my sketchbook. I want to rip out the page. Well, and then I've ruined my whole sketchbook. It looks ugly now because I've ripped out a page. Or I just hide it away because I don't want to look at the drawings that make me remember that I am still learning. I'm not a amazing artist who's perfect at everything. But none of that really matters. It's not essential. You don't have to draw everything perfectly to be a good, successful artist. It's not a one or the other, it's not exclusive of each other. So I wanted to talk about what the purpose of a sketchbook is. A sketchbook is supposed to be a safe place for artists to explore and practice and play. So this is the place to try out painting ideas that you don't know if they'll work, or if the composition seems a little weird in your head, or maybe you want to practice with drawing hands and it's something that's super hard for you. Or for me, like drawing people is really difficult, so I practice drawing people in my sketchbook. It's supposed to be like the artist's diary. You don't have to show it to anybody. It's where your ugly marks are allowed to exist, and you don't have to think of them as ugly. You're not, whatever you put in your sketchbook, it shouldn't be what you are setting out to sell. It should be, this is, I'm learning here, I'm playing here, I'm exploring here. So that's what I would say is the purpose of a sketchbook. It's the learning space. It's a free space. I think that everybody who practices creativity, and well, everybody in general, everybody needs a safe place to learn. They need a safe place where they can try out new ideas. They can think through things. They can think through things out loud if they need to, without trying to be perfect. And that's the only place you learn, is when you start to try. And when you start to try, you don't get it right the first time, and that's okay. That's what a sketchbook is for. So the purpose of a sketchbook is to learn and experiment. So it does not need to be perfect. In fact, if your sketchbook does look perfect, you might need to get another sketchbook and let it be ugly, okay? So I actually brought my sketchbook. I wanted to show you how mine is ugly because it actually can help your creativity. Whenever you're practicing creativity and you try to make your art perfect, and this could be for any type of art, okay? This can be a pen, you draw with graphite. You could be a painter. You could be somebody who knits or embroiders, crochets, whatever your form of art is, whatever you like to practice your creativity in. If you try to make everything perfect, you're gonna be discouraged, especially whenever it's the first time you do something. Now, I've done quite a few flowers, so if I set out to do a flower and I'm trying to make it perfect, it's going to turn out a lot better just because I've had more practice with it. Now, if I sit down and try to draw a realistic person's face and I try to make it perfect, it's probably not going to go so good because I just haven't practiced very much. But you have to have that free space to safely practice. Otherwise, you're gonna really hinder your creativity. Perfectionism and creativity cannot coexist together very well. One chokes the other out. So I just really want you to think about it. What is the purpose behind your sketchbook? Or where do you practice creativity without trying to be perfect? Maybe if you don't have anywhere, think about how you could have somewhere that you creatively practice in private. And maybe if you do embroidery, maybe you have a little embroidery piece that you just get to play around with new stitches, new patterns, just tiny, just to play, just to experiment, just to put things together from your own head. It will help you so much because your mind will realize, I don't have to be perfect. It's okay to mess up. And then somehow you'll loosen up and it starts to look better. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe whenever you go to create your piece of art that is supposed to be quote unquote perfect, because your brain has had a free exercise where it didn't have to be perfect, you're ready to make it better now. I don't know if that makes any sense. Let me know in the comments if it's confusing. But let me show you my sketchbook, for example, okay? I have not had this sketchbook for very long. It's actually one I really like. A YouTuber that I follow recommended it. So I like it. And I put a Vincent Van Gogh sticker on it just because I had it and it was fun. But I wanted to show you how it doesn't have to be perfect. So this here is page 1. I actually drew this person based on looking at somebody else's drawing because that helps me to see the individual lines that make up a face. So I can't do anything with this because I copied somebody else's work, but I wanted to practice. And so this was my safe place to practice something. And, oh, I just can't turn the pages. I wanted to try what a watercolor person would be like. So I'm playing around. If you look at it, it is quite less than perfect. We've got some muddiness in her face. We've got the hair being a little weird vibes. Oh, but this eye, look at this. Look how unperfect that is. I'm not good at faces. I do flowers. Flowers, and as you can see, I'm trying a landscape now. But flowers are kind of my comfortable zone. So this is where I'm pushing myself to try things that aren't as comfortable. So with your sketchbook, it's okay for pieces to come out like, I really like this bee. I'm kind of proud of that bee. I think it turned out perfect, quote unquote. Or not as rough as the eye that I just showed you was. But that's fine if there's a mix in your sketchbook of pieces you love, pieces that turned out right, pieces that look quite weird, pieces that are just practicing. Here I'm practicing some animated style cartoony people. I was trying an idea that I've since moved away from, but I needed a safe place to practice where I didn't feel like I was wasting paper. And so I went here. Here's a foot. I tried to draw a foot. I've never drawn a foot before. And so my sketchbook is the place to practice creativity without the pressure of, oh my goodness, this has to be sellable. I have to get this ready to list online. I need this piece to make X amount of money. No, this is just playing and creativeness, okay? You can make it not perfect. You can have pieces overlap if you want. You can leave things unfinished if you don't want to. Finish it. You can do things upside down. I drew, it's supposed to be my parents in cartoon style, upside down. It's supposed to be your safe place to play and learn and explore and to make mistakes. So when you see all these beautiful sketchbooks that look perfect and every page has this wonderful artistic style, that's great. They might be an artist a lot more advanced than us. That's okay. The purpose behind your sketchbook, though, should be to learn and explore and really to foster your creativity. That's the main point, is practice being creative in your sketchbook. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if what I said was confusing, if you agree. Let me know if you have a sketchbook or if you have a different form of art or creativity, if you have somewhere, some way that you can practice creativity without any pressure. So, all right, have a good day. Bye.